According to mentalhealth.gov, mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being.
Hi, my name is Jillian Flowers. I am Gamma Phi Beta's Internal Philanthropy Chair, and last Thursday we put on the 5th iteration of the Daisy Project. The Daisy Project is where we lay 1,100 daisies out on Dexter Lawn in honor of the 1,100 college students who lose their life to suicide each year. We started the Daisy Project in honor of our sister Frances Chang, who lost her life to suicide in 2008. In memory of her and the impact she had on our chapter, we started the Daisy Project and the Capture the Flag tournament, Flags for Frances. My favorite part of leading the Daisy Project has definitely been helping my sisters share their own stories of mental health. Last year, as a freshman, I was able to share my story, and it was one of the most liberating and needed experiences of my life. So helping 6 others of my sisters share their story of eating disorders and suicide attempts to struggles with mental health, it was probably the most rewarding, and you can really see the impact that you make not only with the girls that share their experiences, but the discussion that comes of them.
So in college, there's a lot of stigma about mental health, and to me, sharing my story on the Daisy Project meant the world to me, because I found out that so many people love and support me and embrace the fact that I shared my story and the bravery and vulnerability that took, and that means the world to me, because I think that everyone needs to share their story. Everyone's dealing with stuff, and no one is alone in any of this. Even though we're in a school of 21,000 kids, we're not alone in this, and no one needs to be alone. So for my Daisy Project story, I'm just going to read it. Honestly, I feel like I've been through more traumatic events in my life than most everyone at my age. When I was 9, my dad passed away from pancreatic cancer, and I was adopted as a baby and always struggled dealing with it. I got into a physical altercation with my aunt when I was 10 that nearly led to me getting a restraining order against her. I suffered from severe clinical depression and anxiety for 3 years, from 8th grade until sophomore year of high school. And then freshman year of high school, a senior took advantage of me when I was too drunk, and that's how I lost my virginity. Later that year, I had to go to the hospital after attempting suicide. My mom had no idea what to do with me anymore, so at the end of my sophomore year, I had to go to a wilderness therapy program where I backpacked around the Uintas Mountains for 13 weeks with no communication, no phone, just letters, weekly letters from my family. It was the most transformative experience of my life that truly healed most of my deeply rooted wounds, and no one in my life really knew what was going on with me behind closed doors, or no one ever asked why I would throw away my lunch at school, and no one ever asked why I wore long sleeves in the summer. So my thing is just, you never know what's going on with someone behind closed doors, and I think it's really important to ask people and reach out if you think that someone you know is having a hard time, or if you yourself are struggling with something. Feel free to open up to anyone about it, because it's always going to be met with positivity and support and love, and just know that your life is important and life is always worth living.
Where you're coming from right now at Cal Poly, I mean, I understand the need and the value. The recent statistics are telling us that more than 60% of college students say that they've experienced overwhelming anxiety in the past year. That's from a 2018 report by the American College Health Association. 40% said they felt so depressed that they had difficulty functioning. This is becoming an epidemic among our youth, and we need to find ways to respond, not only to prepare administrators and teachers to see what's going on, to know how to respond and know how to refer, but for students to understand how they can look out for each other and also really take care of themselves before something spirals out of control. Our agency tries to work with our local colleges, community colleges, as much as possible. We do a lot of outreach events, particularly during orientation at Cal Poly, at Cuesta College, at Allen Hancock College, and we run Slow Hotline, which is a huge resource, not only for anybody who might be in a crisis situation, but anybody who just wants information about good mental health resources in the county.
According to the Healthy Mind study in 2016, 1 in 4 Cal Poly students reported being diagnosed with a mental health issue.
Additionally to that statistic, there's 1,100 students, college students, each year who lose their life to suicide.